Malaysia, 1973. A 10-year-old Chinese-Malaysian girl named Michelle Yeoh watches Enter the Dragon at a cinema in Ipoh. She's mesmerized. She tells her mother, "I want to be like Bruce Lee." Her mother laughs. "Bruce Lee is a man. You're a little girl. Be realistic." Michelle doesn't listen. By the 1990s-2000s, Michelle Yeoh becomes an international superstar James Bond girl in Tomorrow Never Dies, 1997. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, 2000. Everything Everywhere All at Once, 2022 Oscar winner. But her real story begins in 1984 when she traveled to Hong Kong and met Bruce Lee's widow, seeking to understand the legend who inspired her childhood dreams. This isn't a story of Michelle fighting Bruce. Bruce died when Michelle was 10. This is the documented story of how a young Malaysian girl, inspired by Bruce Lee's films, became a ballet dancer, then won Miss Malaysia beauty pageant, then shocked everyone by rejecting modeling to pursue martial arts action films in Hong Kong in 1984. At age 22, Michelle met Linda Lee Cadwell and Dan Inosanto, seeking to honor Bruce's legacy properly. By 1990s, she becomes one of Asia's biggest action stars, doing her own stunts despite no martial arts background, proving Bruce's philosophy that dedication matters more than starting point. This is her true documented journey. Michelle Yeoh is born Ipoh, Malaysia, 1962, daughter of wealthy family. Studies ballet from age 4. By age 10, she's a dedicated ballet dancer with dreams of performing professionally. 1973, she watches Enter the Dragon. Bruce Lee's speed, grace, philosophy, it all resonates. She sees parallels between martial arts and ballet. Both require discipline, grace, precision. She tells her parents she wants to learn martial arts. They refuse. "You're training to be a ballerina. That's enough." Michelle continues ballet training in England. At age 15, suffers back injury that ends her ballet dreams. Devastated, she returns to Malaysia. 1983, age 20, enters Miss Malaysia beauty pageant, wins. Offered modeling contracts, commercial deals. Typical beauty queen path, but Michelle remembers Bruce Lee, remembers his philosophy about breaking barriers, about pursuing your passion regardless of others' expectations. She makes shocking decision, rejects modeling career, moves to Hong Kong to pursue action films. 1984, Michelle arrives Hong Kong. Age 22, no martial arts training, no acting experience, just determination. Hong Kong film industry is skeptical. "You're a beauty queen. You can't do action films. Action requires martial arts skills, stunt training, pain tolerance." Michelle: "Bruce Lee inspired me when I was 10. His philosophy was about constant learning, about dedication, overcoming limitations. I learn. I'll train. I'll prove myself." Before starting film work, Michelle does something important. She seeks out people connected to Bruce Lee's legacy, wants to understand his philosophy directly, not just from films. Through Hong Kong film industry connections, she's introduced to Linda Lee Cadwell, who occasionally visits Hong Kong for Bruce Lee-related events. Michelle approaches Linda humbly at a film industry gathering. "Mrs. Lee, I'm Michelle Yeoh. I'm starting action film career. Your husband inspired me as a child. I want to honor his legacy properly. Could you share his philosophy with me?" Linda is impressed by Michelle's respectful approach and genuine passion. Linda: "Bruce believed martial arts and acting were about constant learning and dedication. He said anyone can achieve mastery if they're willing to work harder than everyone else. You don't have martial arts background?" Michelle: "Honest, no. I was a ballet dancer. But I believe the discipline I learned in ballet, the pain tolerance, the precision, the grace, can transfer to action films." Linda: "Thoughtful. Bruce actually said something similar. He said dancers often make excellent martial artists because they understand body control and movement quality. The question is, are you willing to train like Bruce did? Hours every day, constant improvement, no shortcuts? Michelle determined. Absolutely. I'll do whatever it takes. Linda introduces Michelle to Hong Kong stunt coordinators who trained with or studied Bruce's methods. Also connects her with people who knew Bruce's training philosophy. Michelle begins intensive training martial arts basics, stunt work, wire work, fight choreography. Unlike many actors who use stunt doubles, Michelle insists on doing everything herself. 1985 to 1990s. Michelle Yeoh becomes Hong Kong action film sensation. Stars in Yes, Madam, 1985 with Cynthia Rothrock. Police Story 3, 1992 with Jackie Chan. Dozens more. What sets Michelle apart? She does all her own stunts despite no martial arts background. Her ballet training gives her grace and body control. Her movements look effortless. Beautiful, powerful. She suffers injuries, broken bones, concussions, serious accidents. But she continues, embodying Bruce Lee's philosophy about dedication and perseverance. 1997. Michelle becomes first Asian actress to star in James Bond film Tomorrow Never Dies. Performs her own motorcycle stunts, fight scenes. Western audiences are shocked. A woman doing real action without doubles. 2000. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Michelle's performance brings her international acclaim. The grace, the power, the emotional depth. Critics worldwide recognize her talent. In every interview, Michelle credits Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee showed me as a child that martial arts is not just about fighting, it's about philosophy, about self-expression, about breaking barriers. Without his inspiration, I would never have pursued this path. Michelle embodies Bruce Lee's core philosophy. 1. Constant learning. Bruce believed in never-ending self-improvement. Michelle, with no martial arts background, trained intensively to become action star. 2. Breaking barriers. Bruce fought racial barriers as Asian in Hollywood. Michelle fights gender barriers as woman in male-dominated action films. 3. Grace and power. Bruce emphasized that martial arts should be beautiful and effective. Michelle's ballet background adds grace to power. 4. Authenticity. Bruce did his own stunts. Michelle does the same, refuses doubles. Performs dangerous stunts personally. 5. Dedication over talent. Bruce believed hard work beats natural talent. Michelle proves this, ballet dancer becoming action star through dedication. Michelle often quotes Bruce in interviews. Bruce said, "Be like water. Adapt to any situation." That's how I approached action films. I didn't have martial arts background, but I had discipline and willingness to learn. The contrast with actors who fabricate Bruce Lee connections. Van Damme, Seagal, claim they trained with Bruce. False. Exaggerate credentials, refuse to acknowledge limitations. Michelle Yeoh honestly states she never met Bruce. Was inspired by his films as child, sought out his widow to understand philosophy properly. Trained intensively despite no martial arts background. Built career on hard work, not false claims. The martial arts and film community deeply respects this honesty. Hong Kong directors, stunt coordinators, international critics, all acknowledge Michelle's legitimate achievements. Michelle's success proves Bruce Lee's philosophy, dedication and hard work can overcome any starting disadvantage. She influences next generation of female action stars globally. Shows that women can be action heroes who are graceful and powerful, beautiful and dangerous. 22. Michelle wins Academy Award for Everything Everywhere All at Once. First Asian woman to win Best Actress Oscar in acceptance speech. She thanks her parents and mentions being inspired by martial arts films as child. Later, in press interviews, Michelle elaborates, "Bruce Lee showed me as a 10-year-old girl that anything is possible. That philosophy guided my entire career, from ballet to beauty pageant to action films to dramatic acting. Constant evolution, constant learning. Dan Inosanto, who met Michelle at various martial arts film events over the years, says, Michelle Yeoh embodies what Bruce taught, that martial arts is not about where you start, but about your dedication to improvement. She had no martial arts background, but became one of greatest action stars through sheer work ethic. Malaysia, 1973. A 10-year-old girl watched Bruce Lee and dreamed. That girl trained as ballet dancer, won beauty pageant, then shocked everyone by pursuing action films. Sought out Bruce Lee's widow to understand his philosophy. Trained intensively despite no martial arts background. Became international superstar through dedication. Did her own stunts for decades. Won an Oscar at age 60. Never claimed false connection to Bruce. Just followed his philosophy of constant improvement. This is Michelle Yeoh's true story, the Bond girl who honored the dragon through dedication, not fabrication.